Alright, hear me out on this one, guys. The goal of this video is not to pitch Wildlands against Breakpoint, because we know that's always been a debate amongst the Ghost Recon community. However, to give you guys a bit of context, I am one of those unusual cases of someone who played Breakpoint first and only recently got into Wildlands, and that's partly because I thought Wildlands just seemed old.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Playing Wildlands now, and for those of you that follow the channel know that I've been playing and absolutely enjoying Ghost Recon Wildlands. For those of you that are real fans of Ghost Recon as a franchise would know that the very first Ghost Recon game was actually first person, and it's so cool to see modders actually creating first person mods for these more recent Ghost Recon games, because that's where Ghost Recon originated. You only had the reticle on screen, there wasn't any gun, it wasn't fully open world, it was pretty linear, but man was it fun. Very tactical too. You had to select the pathways, engagements for your teammates and all of that. Playing Ghost Recon Wildlands for the past couple of months or so has really reminded me of my love for the first Ghost Recon game. So here are 5 things after just maybe about 20 hours so far in Wildlands that I truly love. First one, the story.
I am not a liar. I have killed thousands. I have fed more drug fiends than the top 3 pharmaceutical companies combined.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
I am the head of the Santa Blanca organization, which you call a cartel.
From the first moment, the stakes are set for this really cool adventure in a fictional version of Bolivia. Cartel led by this guy called El Sueño has bought out the government, the police, and is trying to turn Bolivia into a narco state. You're introduced to some rebels led by this guy called Kiekeyz, and you, of course, Nomad, who is leading this elite group of ghosts. Just really cool, tactical looking guys, ready to help some rebels break the hold Sueño has over Bolivia. And right from the jump, you're just drawn in. The voice acting, you meet Bowman, and the movements in the cutscenes. So cool. The stakes never felt as high for me in Breakpoint. Like what the actions that you are taking on, they actually matter, and it's gonna make a difference for this whole country. Cutscenes are just, and the cinematic, the voice acting, the movement are just really cool. And speaking of cutscenes, the second thing that I love so much about Wildlands is that your face gear stays on in cutscenes. This is something I never understood in Breakpoint. You spend all of this time customizing your gear only for it to be removed in a cutscene.
Look at this dude.
Hey,
No.
Can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, sure.
I never understood that. I get them probably wanting to see mouth movement and eyes and all that, but the visual for cutscenes don't even really look that good in Breakpoint. So it's not that I'm hating on Breakpoint, but comparing cinematics and cutscenes from an older game, which is Wildlands, to Breakpoint, I have to say it's really underwhelming. So the cinematics are just really cool. And that brings me to number 3. The open world feels full of life. I get the whole futuristic premise of Aurora and how very little civilian life there is, but man, the world in Wildlands, like there's a charm to it. It just feels alive, it feels lived in. Most places you go across the map that I've been so far, I haven't explored the map fully just yet. You go and you see NPCs, enemies, animals running around. And not only that, the enemies and other NPCs are not just window dressing, which brings me to number 4, sleep cycles and work cycles. This has been one of the simplest yet most mind-blowing aspects of this game for me so far. Seeing enemies go to bed at night, you're infiltrating this massive base, and you sneak up and you see enemies either doing a couple of push-ups before they head to bed, or they're already sleeping or turning because they need to switch sides or their pillows or whatever. But watching NPCs too go to their farms, feed their chickens and more has been some of the most immersive stuff I've had in a Ghost Recon game in a while. The AI in the game just feels really cool. And I know it might feel like they have aimbots sometimes, and yeah, this is one of the biggest gripes I know most people have with Wildlands is that the enemies really feel unbalanced. Like guys can be using an Uzi from 2 miles and it's like they're giving you headshots and stuff. So I understand that being a bit unfair, but honestly, I'm having a lot of fun right now with this game. The AI in it just feels really cool. And that brings me to my 5th and final thing that I love so far in this game, and it's my AI teammates. These guys absolutely crack me up sometimes. They cuss, they give organic sounding callouts, the banter between them and Nomad happens on occasion to just increase the immersion. It feels so cool.
Skeltech? As in the tech company started by Jay Skell?
Who's that?
Only one of the smartest and richest people on the planet.
Skeltech probably designed half the gadgets we use. Well, if he's so smart and rich, why does he need us to clean up his mess? Shit, just be glad he hasn't replaced us with robots yet.
How'd you get in country? I flew in business class from Manaus. Hey, I'm refreshed and ready for work, right?
I just hitched rides from Barranco, Peru. How about you?
I got on board a bus in Jujuy, Argentina and drank all the way to Villazon. Nobody wants to deal with a drunk on the bus. That explains why you smell like ass.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I'm honestly kicking myself for having waited so long to play Ghost Recon Wildlands. As I said at the start of the video, this is not to bash Breakpoint. The biggest video on my channel right now is probably sitting about 300,000 views, and it was a video from Breakpoint around the Azrael base, and I have not abandoned the game. So those that came to the channel because of Breakpoint, don't worry, I'm gonna be having Breakpoint content coming out this year. I'm currently taking a look at the first person mod for Breakpoint. I'm planning to check that out at some point. However, right now I'm just having the most fun I've had in a while in a Ghost Recon game, and I'm having it right now in Wildlands. It's just a lot of fun, guys, and I'm sorry if it seems like I'm just kind of gushing over the game, but it's that good. And the mode I'm currently playing on right now is Ghost mode, and I know that's probably not as advisable. Most people would advise you to play it through on the regular mode just to kind of get a feel of the game, but honestly, the possibility of losing a save, the whole permadeath idea, just makes it more fun for me. It causes me to be a lot slower, more tactical with all of the missions that I run. And no, I'm not playing on extreme. Extreme just feels really unbalanced, to be honest. So I'm playing on regular right now, and I know most people would say, oh, he's a softie or whatever, but I really not trying to lose my save while also getting a pretty fair challenge from the enemies. So when you guys venture into content creation, sometimes it's just easy to just see gaming as making videos and posting them, or as work and no longer having fun. But man, I'm having an absolute blast playing through Wildlands for the first time. Anyway, those are my 5 things, guys, that I absolutely love so far about Wildlands. And if you haven't played it before and you're thinking about picking it up in 2024, go for it. For those that are the veterans in Wildlands, go ahead and drop some of your favorite things in the comments, and I'll probably make a part 2 at some point as I continue to play and enjoy this game. Thanks so much for watching this video. Happy hunting. Kiekeyz out.